till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters, and we ain't got nothing to hide.
Somebody's been messing with your boy's settings. And it does not make me happy. Welcome into Pregaming here on Sports Money, Monday to Friday. Forgive me for being a couple of minutes tardy. Somebody's been messing with my settings. Somebody's messing with my settings. Number one way to check my ass is mess with my settings. Very particular about this stuff here. I don't know. I'll get to the bottom of it. And when I do, it'll be the last time that happens. Reached out to the fine folks of StreamYard and their BS customer service to try to figure out. They've been making changes. On the show. Behind the scenes, lots of changes have been flowing in here recently. So I'm hoping that's what happened. I'm going to close the service. And what up? Welcome in, everybody, to Pregaming here on Sports Money. It's Monday to Friday. We roll at 6 p.m. We leverage all the line movement, adjustments, injury news, and analysis, cash flow splits. Trends are our friends. And we certainly want to leverage our community to make winning bets. Of course, we leverage tools, technology, and our expertise to try to make informed betting decisions. That has been stolen as well. Okay, let me get readjusted here. Bear with me for just a second. I got to switch over to a different brand. Bear with me. Greatest opening in sport on the show, I should say. Not sure what the hell. Okay. What's going on, everybody? Welcome in. Trying to get myself readjusted here. What a show we're going to have tonight. It's been a busy day. Of course, on top of everything else, my internet went down from about 3:45 till about 5:20. So it's been a lot of fun. Thank goodness I spent all night and all morning prepping for today. And then I spent this afternoon getting into baseball for tomorrow. What a weekend it's going to be here, man. We've got Major League Baseball it's almost 16 hours or so away from opening pitch. It's going to be a ton of fun. I did put together a 3-leg. You want to talk about a sprinkle here. It's a 3-leg home run prop. I think I had $1.47 on it to pay $37,000. So we'll see if that thing cashes. Why not? Some of the research have met the model. We'll see if it comes to fruition. I'm not sure exactly where the $1.47 came from. I could only assume that it was like a round off to get to an even number. I like to keep it at even numbers, 0s and 5s if I can best help it. Albeit I know that 5's not an even number. Look, the screen's all messed up. What a show we're going to have here tonight, boys and girls. Look, we had another, it's a winning day again yesterday. Trying to just stack them up here. Wasn't our finest hour, but it was green or black, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to call it green. We lost the Islanders 4-3 in a shootout to the Columbus Blue Jackets. Sharp Perspective Betting was on the Columbus Blue Jackets. It's a loss. We lost the Lakers -4 to the Orlando Magic. Actually, what am I looking at here? Sorry, excuse me. Jesus, everything's all sorts. All right, it was still in the black, still green, still in the green. We lost the Ottawa Senators 3-2 to the Buffalo Sabres. That was the revenge spot. You know it's my favorite spot. I'm still going to go back to it. I thought it was the right call. Buffalo obviously fought. We'll have another revenge spot later this week. Might even be tomorrow. I'll have to double check. But look, that Pittsburgh Penguins over. Home team after a game in Vegas. It's got to be the first game after you played in Vegas. Home team smashes and cashes. 7 goals, easy over 6. If you had the over 6.5 at plus money, you cash that as well. And we did beat the line movement there. That did close at 6.5. It ended up being a minus 105. We got the under. The capital of the Eastern Conference unders rolls through Carolina. That was a 3-1 final. Nashville gets it done against the Hurricanes. And the Calgary Flames busted up the Seattle Kraken 4-3. Overtime again. Bunch of overtimes. It's overtime season. We talked about that the other day as well. Teams fighting and scrapping, trying to get points and everything they can not to give the farm away. The NBA continues to be a siren, a little temptress. And I can't get on the right side of it here. Golden State Warriors fall to the Miami Heat. I guess the only thing I could say about this is if that regression time of the year, a shit team like Miami all season long is eventually going to have to pull it back up towards 500. You're either below 500 or above 500, and there's only one way to go depending on that situation. And we got hooked in the Rockets. They win by 7. We had 7.5. But all in all, look, 4-3. Stay ahead of this thing here. Got some interesting plays tonight. It's a smaller card, really across the board. There's some NBA. We got some March Madness action going on here. We've got the NIT. And then it's just, a 4 or 5 game hockey slate. So I'm going to take you guys through 3 games in the NHL. We'll go back to that Isles and we'll talk Vancouver and the Islanders. We'll talk about sharp, respected betting. We'll talk about the Devils in Chicago. It's got to be easy, right? Got to be an easy play right there. Probably not going to be happy with my play. Dallas and Edmonton will close up the NHL shop for us. Now, there is a Boston game. I have a strong lean in that Boston-Anaheim game. And it's contrary. Hint, hint. We'll go UAB and UC Irvine. Why not? Why not? Talk a little bit about the NIT. That's coming down to it. Then we got 2 games in the NBA. They're going to be later games. You know, the NBA slate I thought was kind of, I mean, the sharp report came in for the Sixers and Wizards game. It's on the Sixers. I have contrarian trends there that would show you to play the Wizards. Can't really get involved. The Raptors and the Nets should be an under. Probably goes over. And I wanted the Clippers. I had them at -2, but it's now -5s and even 5.5. So looks like we missed a line in that one. But we will talk Lakers and Pacers. The Bucks and the Nuggets. Giannis out. I'll tell you this. I would look at the first quarter over. 27 of 32 home games for the Denver Nuggets have gone over in the first quarter. 57s or 57.5s, depending on where the market lies. And then we'll wrap it up with the Celtics and the Suns. I got a fun little same game parlay I put out there as well, but that's the way we're going to get to business today. Going to stay calm, capped. I think it's StreamYard that made a quick update to their settings here, and I know they've been layering them in. It wasn't like that earlier this afternoon. Now, as far as content that's out there for everybody to check out and get ready as we build towards the weekend every week like we do, you got some options. Sub Club has come back to business here for a Friday battle in the French League. French League 1. Going to be an action-packed spot there. He's got sides, totals, and props for you guys in that one. That video is out there. Make sure you check it out. We just put it out there about a couple hours ago, right before my internet went down. We've got rugby action. Dan and his mate from Down Under have dropped out there and given a series of best bets for rugby. That is now available out there. That's overnight action. So get your money to work while you are sleeping, because money never sleeps. And well, you shouldn't let yours sleep either. Should get it out there. Check out what them boys have to say out there. We've got VB MMA and Ramon Scott released out there for the first pass on the UFC card. The boys will be together tonight. The First Strike crew will be ready to shoot the 4 early looks to try to cook the books with First Strike. That'll be out around 10 p.m. What else do we have? We got a live stream tomorrow. We got a big Thursday night. Of course, the Sweet 16, Major League Baseball, the NBA, the NHL, all in big card. So we're going to go live tomorrow night, cover those games for you guys. And then, look, we're all working our way towards the weekend. Here's what you can expect tonight. You're going to see some golf. If you want to get involved in the Houston tournament that's out there that starts tomorrow, I've got 2 players, and I'll have a top 20. I'll have a first-round leader and an outright. We're going to get matchup plays from MMA Jeff. So there's a lot of content that's coming out. A lot of content coming down the pike. And it's only right. We get towards Saturday, which is that big live stream. UFC Mexico pops off at 6:30. We'll pop off at 6 p.m. We're starting to fill up the UFC playbook. So if you haven't checked that out, make sure you get ready, get set. Let's go. We've got the split decision play of the day in there. We've got the one in there. Everyone expects it to go to KO in the first round, and it goes decision, and sometimes the dog even ends up winning those spots. So it's all loaded. It's all loaded. It's all ready to go. And I hope you guys are ready to go tonight because we got big money-making opportunities here. Hump Day. Hump Day leads us to Thursday. Thursday's the bridge to the weekend. Then we get to Friday, and away we go back to work so we can make that money. A pretty good night last night. Cashed a 7-leg NHL parlay. Crazy. 37-1, I think it was. Fucking dialed into the NHL. If it wasn't for that, I'll tell you this. This is important to note for the NHL tonight. Feels like my neck is turned. Everything just feels a little off today. I don't know what's going on here. We'll figure it out together. I guess that's a little better. Maybe my neck is crooked. I don't know. But here's what I know. If it wasn't for that Islanders game, every other game, W. Literally, every game, W. That's how you hit a 7-legger. What were there, 8 games? That was the loss and everything else cashed? Yeah, that happened. And that's important to note for tonight. Maybe I am bragging. Maybe I am. Why not? It's just us here. We're amongst friends. But it's important because it should add a level of credibility to the plays I'm going to share with you here tonight. And nobody has talked about these plays I'm going to share with you guys here tonight. So get excited about what we've got going on. But before we get rolling, you guys know the deal. This is messed up too. It's thumbs up time. It is thumbs up time. Got to flip over here. Take a second. Smack that thumbs up. Help us grow by way of hitting that thumbs up button. See it and I want to. And of course, it happened right before the show starts. So it's perfect timing, if you will. But let's go, you guys. You know the deal. Get the pen and paper out. The best in the business, they truly do assemble here every single day. They're ready to give you guys their best bets. And they take this stuff seriously. Nobody gets excited about losses. We got records established out there from our community. And all they're doing is taking the time to come out here and share it with you. So you're going to want to write those plays, trends, angles, look-ahead spots, and everything else that we talk about tonight down. Of course, share your best bets in the chat. And let's go. We got Jover kicking us off. Jover cashed another one last night. He gave us that Devils over. That was the Vancouver Devils game that cashes the over for Jover. And he's coming in tonight. Canucks and Islanders over plus 115. And he's going over 6.5. He's ladder. He's feeling good. 9 straight head-to-head games have gone over 7 goals. Look at this guy. You know he's feeling good if he's coming out there with a ladder on the overs in the sharp betting underworld. Let's go, Jover. Get your money, my dude. Thank you for sharing. Great streak he's on right now. Our guy Gerald Jones is ready to roll. He's giving us his best bet. Lakers and Pacers over 236. Is that 236.5? Is that 236 and a flex? Oh, and the hook. Yeah, I see it now. I had to look over here. That's a different setting for me here. Sorry, boys. Go get it, Gerald Jones. Look at this guy. 25 and 17. He's rolling. Play a day. Keeps the bookie away. Robert McCormick's here. Phil the Kill's ready to go. had to search this to find it. What'd you find? What'd you find, my guy? What'd you find? Let's hear it. Redbeard's here. He's got some action. Jersey, Chicago, both teams to score first period. I love that. And we're in Chicago. Remember, I talked to you guys about this the other day. A lot of guys were giving out the, I think it was it St. Louis in Chicago? Getting a lot of overs. Not in St. Louis, in Chicago. Redbeard also likes the Luka LeBron double-double parlay. Double-double parlay action, my man. Let's go. Peter Grassi is here. Sports money goes hard. Ask your baby mom. I saw Redbeard. Redbeard had a funny comment today along that elk and realm. Peter says he can't wait for the MLB. You guys want to hear this parlay? I'll give this to you guys here. A friend of mine gave it to me, and I was like, you know what? It does fit a lot of the radar and dashboards. So I'll share it with you guys. What the hell? I mean, hey, if I cash this thing, you know you're going to hear about it. So I might as well, in all fairness, I might as well share it with you guys. Ricky Levine says, FYI, pimp slap. Canucks have lost last 7 following overtime on the road. New York 10-2-3, last 15 at home. We'll be talking about that game. Joe Dub rocking with us. Nicholas Handy's here. Redbeard says Boston under 2.5 team total. Jerry Davis giving the shout outs and good lucks. Skunk Blaster's here. The Skunk Bag play of the day. I still love that name, man. Skunk Bag play of the day. He's got the Pacers money line. Damon Waring's ready. Bo Jackson. Pacers enter tonight's game with a record of 7-1 against the Pac division. You know, those are the trends that we look for, my man. Let's go. Pacers rocking. He says they also come in 3-0 against the Pacific Division this season. Look at this. Separation will occur in the third. Lakers ain't ready. Fill the kill. You know what's funny? I said Tortorella won't let you quit, right? Tortorella won't let you quit. But if you start looking on the sidelines, Tortorella's quit. He was even done. He was like, I'm not even trying to figure out how to coach this team anymore. He's throwing the towel and he's just disgusted. His mind trickery doesn't work. He's calling players out. He can't do that because they're young dudes. They can't even speak the language. They can't even hear if he does call them out. Shout out Peter Gracia, giving us the $9.99 super sticker. My man, turning my frown upside down. My brother, thank you much, man. I appreciate you being here on the regular. I know you listen wherever you can and whenever you can. So we appreciate you, my dude. Thank you for being a real one. Much appreciated. We are viewer supported. We love the thumbs up buttons. We love the membership gifting. We love the super stickers. Appreciate you, my guy. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, dude. Mark Kell's rocking here with the Suns money line. Fill the kill. Says, yeah, it seems like it with torque. Yep. Thanks for helping keep the lights on, my dude. Appreciate you. Appreciate it. Those lights are getting pricey, man. They getting pricey is right. Let's go. Jerry Davis's tail and skunk. And Ricky Levine says, Bo Jackson, Pacers covered 5 straight as underdogs against the West. Look at this, you guys. Everybody's coming to a consensus, working as one. Working as one to beat these bookies. I'm ready to go. I'm fired up. So let's see. The world of sports, and what are we going to talk about here tonight? Well, we got some plays to make. We got some cash to get, but I'm excited because we've seen, well, we talked about this yesterday. Russell Wilson, welcome to New York, my friend. Thank you for softening the field. Now, I heard rumors, and I can't imagine they're true because there is a no trade clause. So I got to make sure I don't get stumped on this one, but there might be some movement taking place in Dallas. NFL rumor. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not going to commit to it until I know that it is official. But I thought there was some interesting movement in the NFC East as they get ready for, I guess they're getting ready for spring training. What else was I going to talk about? We talked about yesterday with the 3 spot there, the Division 1 to Division 3 movement. Ovechkin watch, man. 6 goals away from beating the Wayne Gretzky record. That's exciting. I know what I wanted to mention. Holy cow. In the world of holy shit, the Kings are 33-0-2 when they score 3 or more goals in the NHL. I thought that was worth noting and writing down. Look for that when the team total's over 3.5 and it's juiced. Probably going to bet on the Kings. They have a fantastic home record. That was the other thing I was going to talk about out here. I mean, it is sick. Literally. I mean, they're just bombers. They're banging away on everybody. I think they only have, is it 1 or 2 losses at home this year? It's really phenomenal what the Kings have done at home. And, they're the Kings are going to be a team that we're going to want to keep our eyes on. We've been talking about St. Louis for a couple of weeks now, being the team to get involved with and start playing on. But, man, them Kings, look out. Look out for them Kings. Speaking of looking out, Islanders better look out because the train is on the tracks. And you know what? I'm not in. I'm not in on these Islanders. I wasn't buying in on them when they were 50-50 shot to make the playoffs back when it was them and the Rangers. And I'm not buying in on them tonight. And here's the reason why. Well, for a couple reasons. One, they had overtime. Now, I'll negate the overtime because, look, Vancouver had overtime. Okay? But when it matters, the Islanders are a draw team here. 0-2 in their last two. They lost them both. Furthermore, they're going back to Sorokin again. They let up 3 goals. It's not his fault. They just weren't playing a lot of defense in front of them. I mean, when you're getting scored on right off the hop, yeah, it's trouble. Difficult. Bad spot to be. Pissed me off watching them Islanders last night. And maybe once bitten, twice shy, right? Fool me once, shame on you. You ain't fooling me twice, period. On the other side of things here, Vancouver, still fighting for that wild card spot themselves. So there is motivation on the Vancouver side. What I like most about this, though, we talk about how the Islanders are 0-2 in their last 2 games, losing outright, losing in overtime. On the other side of things, Vancouver is in push for playoff mode. They're 3-0-3 in their last 6 games. The wild card for me, the excitement the team got. Sometimes you need that boost of morale. What's that boost of morale for Vancouver? It was Thatcher Demko coming back. The boys are fired up. They speak so highly of this guy. He had some really great saves for being the first game back and kind of going out. I was like, wow, look at this guy, man. He's just firing away. And if you kind of look at some movement in the line, we go from -120 to -112 on the Islanders. They need it. They're desperate. They got to win. I'm thinking a plus money spot. I'm thinking the Vancouver Canucks here. Give it to me. It's a small travel situation, New Jersey to New York. Both teams coming off. I mean, it's all new. It's equal across the board, except one team's been fighting for the playoffs, and the other team's just kind of been rolling over, waiting to die. That's the Islanders. So I'm on the Vancouver Canucks here. I do think that the biggest thing for me is that shot of momentum. Yeah, I get it, the records and how they play after overtimes, but teams got a spark. They're fired up in the underdog role. They cover a lot of tight games. This could certainly be another overtime game. I could see both teams wanting to get a point. So you see a situation where it's 2-2. And they just kind of park the bus at the end of the game and they go to overtime. Both teams pick up a point and the Canucks come through and win. Why the Canucks? Oh, they got the attention of the sharp, respected bettors. On the Vancouver Canucks. I'll read that off to you guys too. Why not? Why not while I'm here talking about it? The Vancouver Canucks, the straight money line play. The under in the Vancouver Canucks and the Islanders game. The under in the Devils and Chicago game. And the under in Boston and Anaheim have all caught sharp, respected betting. Just reporting the news. Pay for these tools. Want to share the information with you guys. But I'm on the Canucks. I think it's a good Canucks spot. For all the aforementioned reasons, and I think the fact that they're going back to that, the guy's rested. An Islanders team that should be gassed playing against a guy that was a Vezina Trophy finalist just a year ago. Going to be tough to see him go out there and shut it down, but I like Vancouver to win this game. I don't know about the total. I'll defer to Jover on the total. I shared with you the sharp, respected betting, but I'm going to open my card up here with a little Vancouver Canucks. Look Canucks, look knuckleheads. And how about this game? I mean, you got to bet New Jersey. What are you doing? How can you not? Well, I'll tell you how you cannot. First of all, I'm not going to lay a -223 on the Devils because they lack the heart, the ability to kickstart this thing and put it in gear. When you look at goaltending, yeah, it's Jacob Markstrom versus Spencer Knight. Spencer Knight, we talked about it. He came out hot to start. He has been kind of struggling. He let 4 goals in on 29 shots. was a big win, though. They caught offensive firepower against them Flyers. Now, I don't think the Flyers and the Devils are comparably situated, but I do think that they're similar. There's a lot of similarity between these two because you lose some key essentials, some key personnel on the Devils. You got a lot of young fellers out there trying to get it all together and figure it out. So, the end of the day for me, when I look at what's going on, the Devils have lost 3 straight. They're 0-2-1. It kind of feels a little bit like that Islanders team. If it was a 3-way race between the Islanders, the Devils, and the Rangers, I told you guys before, the Rangers always fight for the wild card, and they're the ones that get it. I'm just making it up. I've been watching hockey my whole life. Over 40 years of hockey on these eyeballs. And it ain't no joke. It's just the way they're built. And it makes sense. It's a big money market. The New York's the second or arguably the first, the largest market in the country. You know they want them TV viewerships. They want the Eastern Conference to be represented with New York being involved in there. But put the tinfoil hat away. Markstrom's let up 3 goals on 28 shots. That's an 89.3% save percentage. That was that shootout loss to the Canucks. Now, he hasn't been right since he's come back from his injury. He's got a 2.59 goals against average. He's got a 4.0 goals against average in March. Certainly not playing strong. He's 1-5-1 in his last 7 games. And now, hearing all of that, you're going to lay a minus 223 on the Devils? How about this? How about you take the puck line just to get the juice down? Because they should smoke these guys. That puck line is plus 120. The books are thinking this is a tight game. Let me push you over the edge. Let me push you onto my side of this thing here, because I am taking the Blackhawks, and I'm taking that 2-1 score. When you have a team that stinks in a bad spot, you got a stinks team and you got a bad spot team. The bad spot team is defined as a 3-game or less losing streak. Check the box. New Jersey's lost 3 in a row. They're playing a piece of shit. How do you define that? A team whose win percentage is less than 31%. Check the box. That's the Chicago Blackhawks. And the thing that pushes it over the edge, if the team that you're playing had 1 or more lead changes that previous game, over 1 lead change, so 2 or more lead changes, you fade those teams. And if you do, you find yourself in a 23-8 situation. 22-9 on the puck line. Let me skip back over to the money line and talk about the margin of victory. It's 0.95 goals. It's not 0.1s, it's not 0.2s. It's almost a full goal. And it reflects itself in the puck line going from 23-8 to 22-9. Now, what does all that mean? A team that's struggling and can't quite get to those W's, right? They're emotionally and physically taxing themselves by way of lead changes. They're constantly chasing, trying to get the wins, and they're losing, and they've lost 3 in a row. Doesn't get up against a bad team. In fact, the bad team thinks, hey, we can go win this one. And they are. 23 out of 31 times. Give me the Chicago Blackhawks, not just because I'm not laying a 2.25 spot on them boys, but it's just math. We're going to take a 2-1 shot. We're going to take these Blackhawks, and we're going to feel damn good about it. Now, probably after the Chicago Blackhawks smoke these guys 4-2, you're going to want to probably look to play the Devils the next game. Because you lose to a shit team like the Blackhawks, you can't feel good about yourselves. And you got to dig deep to figure it out. But, yeah, teams on a 3-game losing streak against a bad team and they can't quite maintain a lead doesn't carry over well when they're playing a bad team. Just bottom line, the bad team finds a way that they can get that W. And that's how we're going to attack it. I thought that. I was like, wow, 23-8. And they're winning by over a goal or a goal? Okay. No need to get cute. Let's just take 2-1 in our money and let's move on to this next game. The last game on the card. The Dallas Stars and the Edmonton Oilers. You know, I haven't seen the final injury report. Mostly because basically what it comes down to here is our are we going to see Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl come back or not? Doesn't matter to me, because if he does come back, the star player comes back, you always want to fade that team the first go round at it. And the numbers come in a little bit. It opened up at almost minus 150 for Dallas. It has come down. So that does kind of suggest it's a late game. That's why we got to be a little bit more speculative as it comes to the assessment of this game here. But look, Jake Ottinger, Stuart Skinner, starting on the other side of things here. Jake Ottinger played phenomenal against Minnesota. We were all over that under. It was a 3-0 final. 32 shots, 32 saves. Big shutout for him. Just a second shutout of the season. So he's getting hot at the right time. And a Dallas team that desperately needed that game because they were finding themselves in tumultuous space. On the other side of things, the Oilers did catch a win. It seems like McDavid and Draisaitl coming out almost seemed like a head fake because they were still winning games. Now they beat up the Kraken. It was a 5-4 win. It was the Kraken. Of note to me on that one is the fact that the Kraken put in 4 goals on these guys because Skinner let up 4 goals on 31 shots. 89.5% saving on the season. He's dropped down to 87.1% saving in that game. Stars catch that win, kind of get a little loose, trying to pick things up after that one because things got a little tight. They were not finding the W. And, hey, Western Conference battle right now. Look, you got to be ready to go, regardless of who's in there or not. The thing is, since they've gotten Rantanen on the Dallas Stars team, they have increased that depth. The big problem that Dallas had and why they were, well, not just why, but Heiskanen being out of the lineup, that's a top 6 player. You didn't just replace him. You probably upgraded him, and he'll be back at some point, probably after the first round of the playoffs. But then you take the other side of things with Dallas, and you take out 2 of their best 4 guys well, not just they're their best 2 guys. They're top 4 players in the world. Now you're playing a defensive-oriented team in Dallas. They've only allowed 2.29 goals per 60 minutes of 5-on-5, meaning they're the 12th best defense in hockey right now. And you just took out 2 of your best goal scorers, and you added a significant top 6 player on the Dallas side of things. Could it be that easy? I don't know. But I know if the other team's playing soft is defined by not getting more than 18 hits that previous game. And the last time you played the team, you were sloppy. You gave the puck away more than 14 times. You fade them teams. 1 in 10 is that Edmonton Oilers team playing soft, trying not to get hurt. They played sloppy. They're not playing physical. 1 in 10 in the fade. And again, the margin of victory is the keynote for this one. It's 2.2 goals a game. 2.2 goals a game. It does suggest you could go out there and play this puck line. And you get yourself almost 2-1 again on that spot. Plus 185s I see out there on the puck line. That's a healthy margin. Shit, you could probably go 2.5. Let's see what happens with this lineup. It is a 3-6 trend to the under. Those soft teams that gave the puck away a bunch the last time do focus on playing defense and tightening up the ship. 3-6 to the under. I know it's a small sample, but it doesn't happen very often. You're a good team that plays soft and gave the puck away a lot the last time you played these guys. It's a bad situation to be in, but it does suggest a Dallas Stars play-on situation and a good number. I mean, I'm not scared of this number. This seems like a really healthy number I got for this game. Did turn out to be a minus 130, still widely available. Starting to see some 135s now. So as they get closer to game time, they're starting to get some more buying in on this. The under, I think, is also a really strong play. This could very well be another one of them draws. I don't want to sound like some other people that just give out draws on everything, but these are playoff battling teams that every point counts. And what happens is they park the bus like soccer, where you see a boring 1-0 soccer game, because once they score and get ahead, they don't want to let up goals. And that's exactly what we see in a situation like this. But I do think Dallas comes out victorious in this battle. The last one I wanted to mention to you guys here, let me see if I can find the numbers behind it. I got to be careful. But if a team's gotten 2 or fewer goals and they're on a 2-game losing streak, in the dog roll, those teams bark. And if you want to think about a team that barks, it was only 2 years ago that we said Boston loses a game, They don't lose a second one. This trend for the road dog coming off of back-to-back losses at a game that they didn't score more than 2 goals are 66 and 43. 66 and 43. 79 and 30 on the puck line. That trend, albeit it's a sample that goes back to 2018, right? So you got 7 years of data. It's only lost twice this year out of about 15 situations it's presented itself in. So you got about a 13 and 2 trend this year on a 66 and 43 overall. Not making it up. Just telling you guys what's going on out there. You got to strongly look at these Bruins. Now, I get it. It's the Bruins and they're checked out, but it's also the Ducks. The Ducks at home versus the Ducks on the road are a completely different animal. The Ducks at home, the Ducks are a puck line team. They're not a money line team. They're a puck line team. So you can catch yourself a little +1. If the Bruins are that bad, why is this puck line or this money line sitting at a +114, +115? If they're that bad and they're that checked out, how come the Ducks aren't a -150 and -160? Now, do I think all the dogs are going to bark tonight? No. I'm already on Dallas. But could 3 out of 4 and screw everybody? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I'll be looking to play Dallas later, depending on what happens here. We'll see what happens in this Canucks game. And then, of course, with the Blackhawks. Those are some 2 7:30 starts. Then we got two 10 p.m. starts. So it's a nice little spacing in the schedule to see how did we do, and do we have extra money to go play with? And if so, we're going to go bang away on this Boston Bruins team. That's exactly the way I want to fire off this NHL card. I'll move quickly through these other There's 3 games left for us here on the slate. I did want to give you guys the home run parlay, so I'll share that with you at the conclusion. Just one game I'm involved in here. I like Kent State. The line's moving against them, though. 50% of the bets and 63% of the cash. I'll tell you the way I'm attacking these games here is I want the points. These are competitive teams. They've all had some travel elements involved in their game here. Of course, nobody's traveled probably more than Kent State. But they're stopping back in Chicago. Chicago's on their way home. We know in the NIT, until it comes to the finals where they will be playing at Hinckley Fieldhouse, they will be on the road, or the home team will truly be the home team. UAB and UC Irvine is a 9 p.m. start, and it's a game I want points. This thing has got line movement correlated, 66% of the bets, 75% of the cash. The lines come down from 5.5 to 4.5. The totals come down from 158.5 to 154.5 because, I was listening to some bookmakers talk today about the NIT and their strategy is like, we can't put enough points on it. They're seeing all these overs. They're flying over the totals. Look at this last game UAB played. 88-84. It's a monster. It's higher than a WNBA game. On the other side of things, UC Irvine finds themselves against Jacksonville State, 65-61. UC Irvine truly has the benefit of being one of the top seeds. They haven't had to travel. They haven't played anybody, but I guess that's just kind of the way this thing goes. And the thing about this Blazers team that I think gets overshadowed here, their season started out poor. We couldn't get on the right side of UAB when the season started. And as things have evolved, what we're finding here is, they got some strong players on their team. They can go out there and compete with the mediocre squads across the NIT. Why the hell not? We'll see. UC Irvine probably feels slighted not having gotten to the tournament, not having gotten to the big dance. I mean, they were 21-12 overall against the spread, but I think this Blazers team is a live dog here. I do think that we've got another situation where the wrong team's favored. I expect UAB on the money line. Like, I took the 4.5. I think you can certainly get 175 was the number I got earlier today on the money line. I think the wrong team's favored. This thing's come down 20 cents since then, 30 cents since then, plus 145s at BetMGM, 146 at FanDuel on top of that thing. I mean, these are two. I think the way this is going to be two equally matched up, opponents here, and this is just too many points. This is last basket wins this game until they end up finding a way to get to this thing here. Again, you just look at some of the guys here. They got big dudes. Yatsa Lendenborg, fucking guy's a double-double. He's got 20 points a game and 11 rebounds. That's third in the nation. They got some dudes. 5 straight double-doubles for that big son of a bitch. How about that? You think he doesn't want to play? You think he's not motivated? Christian Coleman, that's another big son of a bitch. 6'8". He puts up a 20 spot. I mean, these guys are big. They're motivated. That guy ranks 16th overall, and that offense averaging 82.5 points a game. 82.5 points a game for UAB. And I only talked about 2 guys averaging 20. That means the rest of that talent ain't so bad. Now, they have had some road battle, so they have been all over the country. They were in Philly, they were in San Jose, they were in Orange County. But they're already in the West, playing in the Orange County. So I think they're motivated. I think we're going to see them fired up and ready to play in this game here. I'll take these big son of a bitches that are scoring double-doubles. Expect them to be motivated. I'll take these points to the bank. I'll take the 4.5. I like the money line. I like NIT action here. I think UAB faces, they'll probably play Kent State in the finals. Maybe would be my guess here, but I think UAB is a live dog for this whole tournament. Why the hell not? Why not? Let's go. Let's get this money. Turnsey likes the Islanders -1 tonight, so he's against me. He's against me. Jerry Davis likes the under 160 at UAB. Turnsey, I can't wish you luck because you're against me, but I appreciate seeing you. How about that? Can we settle for that? We're head-to-head, but, I'm on the money line. But I'm happy to see you. Ricky Levine says Illinois State up 14 with 6 minutes left. What do we have going on in that game? What does that situation look like? There's another one where the overs. I was just saying that these overs are firing. This total was 138.5. It's at 144.5 right now. Yeah, Cleveland State laying the dud, but I like UAB. I'm going to take the points. I sprinkled the money line. I do like the points with Kent State. I just look. This number's continuing to come down. By the way, UAB, we're now seeing 3.5s out there. DraftKings has now moved it to a 3.5 from the 5.5 I put out there earlier today. So make sure you follow me at BetStamp at Mikey Money. Make sure you follow my guy Fanatical Jim over at BetStamp as well. He's been releasing quite a bit of action here as he's getting ready for F1 racing. I'm sure that's what he's getting ready for. I'm sure that's top on mind for him. But yeah, we'll take the points. We'll take this thing. We'll roll on to this next game. And we'll move on over to the big boys here. Let's go to the NBA. I just got 2 games for you guys in the NBA tonight. See if we can't keep it. Make this 3 days of winning in a row. Marginal winning, but winning. Better than being in the red. And we got some big bombs tonight to go get us there. So I'm really fired up about that. I just kind of gave you guys, on the onset of the show, a quick rundown of what I like. Stay tuned here at the end after these 2 games. I'll give you guys the 3-leg home run prop that I'm failing. Because why not? Big movement in that Clippers game. It's gone from 2 to 3s to 4s to 5s, now 5.5s. The Knicks should get busted up in that game for sure. And the Nets and Raptors probably goes under. Should go under. It's gone down from 218.5 to 214.5. Probably see it 216. The Pacers and the Lakers has my ire today. You had the Lakers open up as a dog. +1, but there was a dog. And now they're -1. 46% of the bets and 44% of the cash have come in on the Lakers. We got the Pacers open up at -1. Usually when we're in that tight little window. Let's see what the cash flow is doing on the money line. Well, this is why it's moving. Public loves the Lakers. They don't care if it's the Pacers. They love them Lakers. 105 has moved to -115. 64% of the bets and 66% of the cash. Firing away on the Lakers. Public team. Continuing a road trip. Playing a Pacers team that, just kind of trucking along. Picking up wins along the way. 5-game win streak. 7 of their last 10. Just 3 games back from 3rd place against the Knicks. If they win today and the Knicks lose, they're 2 games back. And they got 11 games left in the season. What are we looking for? This time of the year, we're trying to find teams that are playing with motivation. And the fact that both these teams are playing at the same day, the Knicks and the Pacers, means you're getting everything the Pacers got tonight. They're not going to fuck around watching the scoreboard and see what happens. They don't have the benefit of knowing that they're now 4 games back and take a chip off the old shoulder because they're a little bit more disappointed that they just fell another game back. And at the end of the day, the Lakers stink on the road. They're 28-9 at home. They're 15-19 on the road. What are we talking about here? We're talking about the Pacers. They score a lot. They score 116.6 points a game. Now, we know this Lakers front is all sorts of beat up. Dorian Finney-Smith's doubtful. Again. Vanderbilt, look, Gabe Vincent's probable. Rui's probable. I don't care. The motivation spot here is all about this Pacer situation. And, I could see it being a situation where you're like, looking for points. And I just think if they get in a track meet with this Siakam, Halliburton, Bradley, this team's got some depth across their offensive front. Granted, they're not as flashy of the names that you see in Luka and LeBron here, but who's going to play for this Lakers team? And even if they do play, the motivation falls under a team pushing for the playoffs. 11 games left against a bad road team, and they've got the benefit of being home. It's that simple for me. Get me invested in the Pacers. Maybe it shouldn't be that simple. But I know they're the better free throw shooting team. They're equally percentiled out in 3-point shooting. They pretty much have an equal match across rebounds, and they're the better field goal shooting team. So what I like best about a Lakers team is you got guys coming back being hurt. There's a lot of minute watching. There's a lot of, we're not necessarily watching the score. We're looking, and this kind of happened last night with Golden State too. So I was a little bummed at myself for that. But anyhow, in any event, it's one of my favorite spots here. I think this is a good money line play. Money line. Beef this thing up here. Fuck that point. Catch yourself a plus 112. The best money line spot that I got on the card here. I guess I got minus 102 and I see a plus 105. So I lost the CLV battle in that one, but I like the Pacers here. I don't think they lose this game. And I think it's a good spot at home. Give them the advantage against a bad road team. Last game I'm going to give you guys here on the NBA card. I'm going to look at this late night special, the Celtics and the Suns, because I thought we have a similar situation. Cerundolo. Yeah, let's go, baby. Wins that first set. Bet some men's tennis. And this line has gotten a little out of control. This line went from 2.5 to 3.5, parked there for an afternoon nap, and it's moved all the way up to 6.5 in favor of the Celtics. 58% of the bets and 62% of the cash are coming in on the Celtics. And the totals come down 4 points. It opened at 226.5. It spent an afternoon in the hammock at 223.5. It's down to 222.5, and we're seeing 221.5. Bad news, because 82% of the bets and 83% of the cash are on the over in this game. And this is a question of who's going to play. Another situation, Drew Holiday, Jason Tatum. Get the fucking milk carton out for Jason Tatum. That dude, I feel like every time I'm looking at a Celtics game, is he playing? Is he playing? This is a team that pisses me off with their instability. Now, they have been, give them their chips, give them their credit. They've been winning. They cover their last 3, though, as well. That's an important factor. Thing is, 3 of their last 4 have gone under the total. And that's the way I'm going to attack this one. I don't care about the side. I just want to take up the fact that maybe there's a little bit of being banged up in this thing. I love the fact that we've got reverse line movement here. Boston's been a good under team. This trip, as well, as I mentioned, they held the Kings to 95 points. It's kind of impressive. They're a 5-point favorite. They went out there and busted them up. And they played some defense. They held the Jazz to 99 points. They got a Brooklyn game to 96. This is a defensive-oriented team. Looking to repeat. They held the Nets and the Heat, as I mentioned. The Heat, that one was another shit show for the Heat. 91 points. If Tatum is out, it's even better for us. And Phoenix. Phoenix has been playing some defense. I don't want to get into the recency bias here, but Giannis did play, and the Bucks, and they only scored 106 points. 3 of the last 5 games have gone under for the Suns. I can't get involved in the Suns. They're the second worst spread cover team in the fucking league this year. They're terrible. But I can get involved in the under. I get invested on that thing. I'll take a little stab at this one here. The number I got for this under. Let's see a lower scoring game tonight. Try to mix it up a little. Try to get a nice little money line that I think is wrong team favored. And I tried to get involved on a total and not an over, because I think it's playoff under season here in the NBA. 222. Still available. 222 is the under that I got over at Bet Rivers. I found out did a little bias here, or not bias, but a little trend alert. My best book has become Bet Rivers. And 2 of my NBA plays today are from Bet Rivers. Under 222 at Bet Rivers for the Celtics game. Minus 102 for the Pacers game. And, all right, I'll share this with you guys. This is just for fun. This is just a little, just like I said, I saw this. I'm tailing it. I thought it made sense. It's a good looking spot. And it's literally $1.50 to win $36,000, I think is what it was. So we'll take a shot. It's a 21,527 to 1 parlay. No, it's not. Yeah, I guess it is. $1.47 wins $31,646. I know, it's crazy. I can't believe I'm even saying this out loud. I shared it with some friends, so I might as well share it with you. You guys are my friends. Who doesn't want to hit this thing? Louis Arise to get a home run. 25 to 1 against the Atlanta Braves is 4 p.m. tomorrow. The Phillies Nationals game, I've got Jacob Young to get a home run out there in that game. That's 35 to 1. And Bryce Terang, home run, 22 to 1. That's a 3 p.m. game. The Brewers and the Yankees. And I think we get the Brewers as a live doggy dog tomorrow. 3 p.m. start in the East. Look for me to release some baseball action tomorrow. I'm going to go light. Opening day, basic things to consider. Everybody's fresh. And it's cold, and batters are cold. So keep that in mind as you're thinking about those overs. I don't know about that. Silent Rob, I could go back to it. I should go back to it. No more fishing. No. I try to repeat it. I try to give it to you guys a couple of times. I can go back to it. My internet's been messed up today, though, so it's kind of a tough spot, but I can go back to it for you. I can go back and put them in there. Sometimes I run out of time. The internet was down for 2 hours today. Lucky that I was able to get these plays capped, but that's going to do it for you guys. That's how I'm looking to get paid here. $1.47 to win. What'd I say? Almost 32,000. It's a tail. It's a tail. I benchmarked it against some of the analytics. Now, obviously, there's not a lot of data to go on there, but yeah, Peter, that's exactly what I'm saying. Unders should be very much in play tomorrow. And it makes sense. You're going to see pitchers go deep because they're rested. Bullpens are fresh and batters are cold. That's the best advice I can share with you guys early in the season. By the time June, July rolls around, balls get juiced, the parks warm up, everyone's stretched out. Different story. I go to Vegas. If we'll do a little sports money meet and greet out there in Vegas. If we hit that thing tomorrow, I'll spend the weekend in Vegas. Why not? It's just for fun. But it's something that I'll enjoy if we can hit that thing. So opening day is tomorrow. Turnsy, absolutely it is. And like I said, I'm giving you guys an early look, an early sneak peek. I like the Brewers. First game is 3 p.m. The Brewers and the Yankees. You have Carlos Rodon, Freddie Peralta on the road. It's a plus 130 spot for them. Brewers. And sharp respected betting report. Early action coming in on the Brewers. There you go. For what you know, now you know. I know Joe T was going to like that. Appreciate all you guys spending time here today. I got to figure out what's going on with this internet setup here. We got some issues with the screen and the display. But I like the Brewers at 3 p.m. tomorrow. We'll make that an official play. Why the hell not? We'll take the Brewers against Carlos Rodon. I believe Rodon goes deep. I think this is a lower scoring game. And I think Bryce Terang finds a way to go yardstick. But we'll make that an official play as well. Why the hell not? We'll open up the baseball season with the Brewers battle against them. Yankees, I think the Yankees missed the playoffs. How about that? No Yankees in the playoffs this year. Lots of tickets being written for the Red Sox. You know I'm not a team season total guy. Lots of tickets being written for the Red Sox to go over their season win total and win the AL East. I might lean to Tampa Bay. You catch Tampa Bay around 9 to 1, but I'm not a big guy in that stuff. I like, of course, the Toronto Blue Jays. That is my squad. But Toronto Blue Jays and the Philadelphia Phillies. But I'm not afraid to fade them, boys, and you'll see that this season. So we got 162 or 164 games to go for baseball, but we'll bite into this first one for tomorrow. I appreciate everybody hanging out here today, man. Good luck with all of your action. Let's get these big bombs in the bag tonight, and then we can go out there and try to cash this big 3-leg home run parlay tomorrow. And for my guy, I will work on getting the banners updated. Silent Rob, appreciate everybody here spending time tonight. Get ready. First Strike will be out tonight around 10 p.m. And then, of course, tomorrow night, we're going live stream, ready to roll. And appreciate everybody. Have a great night. Good luck with that betting. Enjoy yourself. A nice evening. And I'll see you.